Right, we're back on another episode of the Waterford FC official podcast. Glad to say, and he's very glad to be here as well. Loves doing all these interviews and press stuff. Our centre back, Kacper Radkowski. Kacper, how are you, first of all?
I'm good, very good. Very happy to be here. Excited, so let's move on.
Yeah, he's definitely, you're one of the shy members of the team, which I think is not a bad thing at all. It's nice to be that way. But no, look, I'm delighted that you joined us as well. First of all, how good is it to be back? You've had a spell on the sidelines this year, which wasn't great for us, and I'm sure definitely not great for you. So how does it feel to be back, first of all?
That's great, great to be back. I've been working very hard every day, even couldn't make the day off because I've been pushing myself. I've been training maybe even as much as I maybe couldn't, but I like to work hard. I like to push myself, and if there is the time, I can spend a little bit more at the gym or do something more for myself to be back a little bit quicker. I'm just going for it. So happy to be back. I'm glad to play a few games already after my injury, and happy to be back to help the team till the end of the season.
It felt like one of those ones where you went. It wasn't obvious straight away that how hurt you were, and I remember the incident happening myself and watching it and thinking, he'll be all right, he'll be up in a second, and then you weren't getting up, and then you were going off, and then all of a sudden it was Kacper's going to be out for months. Was it one of those ones where you felt it immediately, or was it when you tried to move maybe it was worse than you thought?
Actually, that was the situation. We played with Shamrock. They played the ball behind. I've been tracking the runner, the striker from Shamrock, and I felt like something happened really quick when I turned, and probably that was the moment I've been running already with my bone fractured. So, but I needed to defend till the end of the situation because I've been only the player who was in the box. So I felt like something is very wrong when the physio came in and asked me what happened. I just felt my leg just getting swollen really quick, it gets stiff, so it was very bad.
And am I right in saying you had a surgery?
Yeah.
And it was almost nearly straight away you went in?
Actually, maybe 2 or 3 days after.
Yeah.
So it was very quick, and I'm happy that happened. It wasn't so obvious for me if I want to get the surgery, but after some conversation with physios and the staff, we just made the decision to make it and to protect the bone and my leg a little bit more.
Yeah, because I think when we read about injuries, it's very easy to read these things and we read about, he's had a surgery. But then there's a reality for the player that they have to go under the knife and stuff like that. Yeah. Is it difficult to be told you need a surgery, or is it sometimes maybe a relief where you go, well, if I have this surgery, it might, as you say, protect the leg going forward?
First feeling is when I heard my bone is broken, I just started to cry because for me it's very emotional. I just built for it. I just fall in love in football, and I'm playing since I've been a small kid, but it was very emotional. But my missus support me a lot, my parents, my brothers too. So when you get that support, it's a little bit easier, but first feeling it's very difficult. But if you get the surgery, it's something more serious, obviously, and you feel the break can be a little bit longer than you expect, but it just happened. If you need to get that surgery, you just need to make that done, and then it's better.
Is it the first time you've had a break?
Not really, but maybe that was the most serious one, yeah, I would say.
Well, look, we're delighted that you got through it and you've come out the other end. You've certainly, it looks like you haven't missed a beat since you came back, if you don't mind me saying. I mean, you slotted straight back into the team and just got straight on with your work again.
Yeah, it was very quick, actually. When the previous manager was in, we just spoke about Sligo game for me to be back, but it was 3 months after the surgery, so I wasn't expect it can be that quick. I played few minutes in the Sligo game. After that, the week after, I just played 90 minutes with Cork, so it was really quick for me because I trained only a few times with the team. But after the Cork game, there was an international break. They moved the Shamrock game a week or even more days after. so there was a little bit more time for me to prepare, and I think that was the time I needed to be back a little bit maybe more proper,
Great. As I open up by saying, like, you're one of the more quiet guys on the team, and it was one of the reasons why I really wanted to get you on the podcast, because I wanted people to get to know you a little bit myself, definitely for the fans to get you to know you a little bit. You're definitely very quiet and reserved, I think that's fair to say. I was trying to do a bit of research on Kacper before we do this, like I do with everybody, and even your Instagram I don't think has been updated since 2023. You have a Bows jersey on you on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Is that something you're just not interested in? Have you always been quiet and shy and just like your own company, or?
I've just got my own private space when I feel more comfortable. There is a space maybe when I'm more open than normally, but when I'm coming into the training ground, I'm just focused on the work. I just trying to prepare myself before and after the training into the games, like as best as I can. Maybe that's the reason when I'm not speaking that much, but when I'm coming into the pitch, I'm trying to be one of the loudest at the pitch. I also built my confidence. I'm more focused when I'm talking, and when I'm trying to control the game. So maybe off the pitch, I'm a little bit more quiet, but on the pitch, I'm always trying to be loud,
Yeah, like even I remember it was last season, 2024 season, you got man of the match and I interviewed you over in the lounge, and first of all, I was very taken aback with how tall you were. 6'4", I think you are. And also, very well spoken, but I think you're all business is the way I would describe you. But like, I think a lot of people, when they think about footballers, they think about the very outgoing, very brash, confident, sometimes arrogant maybe, because there's a lot of noise around football, particularly in the social media days. Everyone's got an opinion, everyone has access. Is that something that you kind of like about being more reserved, that you're not constantly online or putting yourself out there? Is that something that allows you to just focus on your work?
I just would say the social media, it's not the part I need to be involved that much, to be fair. I'm just feeling like family and the time with the closest people for me, it's like the most important, because when you just focus too much on the social media, on everything around, it's like can push you a little bit down. So I'm just trying to be always prepared, but also the most important for me is family. So I'm just everything what I can do, I'm just doing for them. So that's it. I don't need to be like very express and very loud, maybe outside, to just showing I'm the football player, I'm the pro player. I don't need that,
Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you've always been in love with football. Tell us about your early life, your early days. How does football come into your life in Poland?
Actually, it's difficult to say because I was very young, so it just happened, I just started to play football. Then I've been playing like in my home town, I would say maybe Warsaw, okay, obviously, yeah. But a small club next to my house, so it was like only for fun. But then it just the people seen I'm a little bit more on it, I'm better than the different kids. So I moved to Legia Warsaw. I've been there in the academy for 4 years. Then I moved to the different club, and then it just happened. I got some interest from abroad, from different countries too. But I just decided with my previous agent to stay in Poland. There was some difficult times, obviously, when you meet some people. At the beginning, you can say they are good for you, but at the end of the day, it just happened. That's football. That's okay, but you need to be focused, work hard. Like I said, I like that. So I'm just no matter what happened, I just been there. I've been working on myself, and I'm just trying to do my best.
Are Legia Warsaw, are they your team that when you were a kid, were they the team that you supported?
Yeah. Actually, when you are in Legia, sometimes you going into the pitch with the players before the games. Then you go into the stands, you support them, you are involved, and that's the thing. Maybe push me a little bit more to be in football. So that's when you are a kid and when you see the people coming into the games, the full stadium, that atmosphere, you support, you just screaming. When I was going back home after the games, I lost my my voice after every game because I've been supporting that much. You
Yeah.
know, I've been screaming.
Because I think here in Ireland, obviously we have the League of Ireland. It's come on so much in the last 10 years, maybe even less. A lot of us, grew up watching English football here. Is there any of that in Poland? Is German football big in Poland, or is it really all focused towards the Polish league?
I would say Polish league is growing like Irish league every year, but now you've got like great facilities. You've got like every team in the Premier Division got like new stadium or the big stadium. A lot of fans coming into the games. Also the media stuff, the background. It's very big, maybe a little bit too much, I would say, but it's also pushing the league and trying to show the for the different countries, but also now 4 teams playing in the Europe, so it's really good, and the Polish league going up in the rankings too.
Yeah, absolutely. But when you're growing up as a kid, say even in your like early years, maybe your teens, are you watching teams in the Champions League, or are you more focused on going to your local club and watching the games there?
I'm not like the guy who's supporting like the specific one club, I'm just like to watch the game, which I'm interested in, because when I see like the teams, I would say Champions League final, it obviously everyone likes to watch it, but if you see the teams like, for example, Barcelona is playing, there are 2 Polish guys playing in the clubs, so I can see them, I can see, the different teams where the Polish players playing, then I'm just interested in. So I'm not like a one team supporter, but I just like to watch something what's interesting.
Yeah, you just love football. Yeah. I understand that as well. What was it like, I suppose, then, if like you were saw that your team in a way grown up, and then you get scouted from them, you end up in their youth academy? What was that experience like? Because they're a team. Probably if someone asked me name one team from Poland, they would be the team that I would know, and I think a lot of football fans would know. What was that experience like?
It's very good, when you are in a big academy, you can play and show yourself when you playing during any tournaments or in the league games or something like that. But I was a small kid, so it's a little bit different than you are like 15, 16 maybe, because I was there when I was 12. 13, something like that. So that was like the time I was improving, but it wasn't like exact time you can go, for example, into first team. So it's a little bit different, but obviously when you think about Polish league, Legia, it's maybe one of the biggest club in there, because of also supporters. Every game when the people come into the games, also from abroad, they say like, that's amazing feeling when you watch the fans support the team like full game every time.
How does the original move to Ireland come about? You arrive in Bohemians on a loan deal, I believe it was. How does that come about, first of all?
I just wanted to move from my previous club, and I spoke to my agent. He said there is the team in Ireland who is interested at the Premier Division. I just wanted to change environment, I just wanted to go somewhere, and he said they are very interested. So I just said, okay, we can try it. I went there. I played whole season, a little bit unlucky at the end of the season, because we played in the cup final.
Yeah.
We lost it. I couldn't play because I've been suspended. And also in last few games, maybe we lost the place in the league, and we didn't get Europe too.
Yeah.
So, but we started really well, because after, I don't know, maybe 15 games, we've been on the first place. So also the good group in there, maybe that's the reason also why I'm in Waterford. No.
Did Keith Long bring you to Bose?
No. There was Declan Devine.
Okay.
Already, so yeah. But Keith was here. So.
Yeah, but he was aware of what was going on, obviously, at Bohemians at the time as well. You seemed to, you certainly seem at home in Ireland. Your partner, I know, is here as well, and you've kind of made Ireland your home. Was that something that immediately happened when you arrived in Dublin, or did it take you a while to get used to life in Ireland?
No, I just, that was the long season, so it was a little bit unknown when I will go, where I will go after the season. So I've been living in the house with few different players in Dublin. And then when I moved here, I just said I want to bring my missus too, because I feel more comfortable then. And when I was living in Poland, we've been living together too. So it's normal thing for me.
No, that's really good. The move to Waterford then, of course, after that. You've played a season at Bows, impressed very much so. There was a lot of talk around you coming out of that season at Bows. It must have been hugely disappointing to miss out on the cup final, a day out at the Aviva and stuff like that. And but obviously this is life; these things happen. But Keith obviously had an eye on what was going on at Bows at the time, and so yourself. And I believe this is still the case, that you're the club's record signing.
Maybe, I don't know. It was my agent thing, so I was like only waiting for any information about what's the situation. I spoke to Keith a few times before I signed in Waterford, but it just happened. I'm happy. I'm here. I'm here to support the team, to help the team, and hopefully we can get what we want till the end of the season.
Yeah, of course. But you move from Poland to Dublin. And Dublin, I was up there very recently myself. I spent a good bit of time in Dublin with different work and stuff that I do. And it's a big city. It is a European city, at this point. It's really surpassed everything else that's going on in Ireland. So obviously there's a move from Poland to Dublin to contend with. What's the move like then from Dublin down here to Waterford?
It's not that busy.
Yeah.
It's very calm. I usually go into Tramore to chill a little bit, to walk around with my dog. Maybe sometimes you can feel it could be a little bit more life in it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because it's not that... I'm from Warsaw, so obviously for me, big city is something I've been used to.
Exactly.
And that's it. I'm not going to say it's bad or something.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different, but you can used to it and it's good.
There's a big Polish population, not just in Ireland, but in Waterford. I know a lot of Polish people here. Does that come into it for you? There's some Polish shops and stuff like that. Does it make you feel a little bit more at home, or is that something that doesn't even really come into it for you?
Yeah, maybe just a little bit, but when I've been in Dublin, there was a little bit maybe more of it, a little bit more fans. Even when I went to Cork to play the game again, against Cork in that season when I've been in Bohemians, few fans came into me after the game and just spoke a little bit. They are happy, like new player coming into the league, the guy from Poland. So it's something a little bit different for them too. But yeah, you can feel that group of people from Poland.
And listen, this is obviously your second full season here. Last year, I felt like you really established yourself in the team. You were a stalwart. You were there constantly. Arguably the first name in the defence, on the team sheet and stuff like that. And then you're coming in this year, you're used to everything. You know how things work. You know how the club works, the team works. Obviously, the nature of the League of Ireland. There's new faces, there's old faces. And just to go back to the injury for a brief moment, because it was a big part of this season. How frustrating is it? Again, you have your feet under the table here, to use an old expression. You're kind of, as I said, one of the first names on the team sheet. You were a fixture here now. We can all count on you. We are very disappointed as a fan base when we see someone go down injury anyway, but someone like yourself who's so important to the team, who's going to be there. How hard is it to have your momentum just stopped like that for such a long period of time?
It was very disappointing and very frustrated, I would say, especially when we got that momentum as a team too. We won 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
Then we went into the Shamrock game when we played at home, and that happened. My injury happened, but after that, I just felt like the team changed a little bit, to be fair.
Okay.
So obviously I couldn't play. I watched every game. If we play at home, I've been in the stand on the stands. I've been watching in the TV too. And I think if I could be able to play without that injury, maybe in Shamrock game too, we could won that game, and I think we can get that better
Yes.
a little bit after that game. It just happened, that's life, that's football. There is always a risk. You can never expect that, especially injuries like that. But we need to move on, and that's it. It just happened. I'm back in. That's why I'm happy.
Yeah.
It was a difficult time, but it is.
So we'll come back, because I would agree with you. That was a turning point. You got injured, and something did seem to change, and obviously things weren't great. But we'll fast forward to the last couple of weeks, and you're back. Obviously, you come back first, and again, there hasn't been some great results, like you mentioned, Cork and all that kind of stuff. And listen, it obviously wasn't what we wanted, but the game against Drogheda on that Sunday, it gets called off first on the Friday from an almost world-ending rain.
Yeah.
And it feels like, oh my God, are we going to get any luck at all? But there was something special happening in the RSC that Sunday, wasn't there? The feeling.
Yeah, that feeling, I think, new energy coming in, Matt got that energy. So I just felt, when he came in, I just felt this similar feeling like it was after Kit was sacked. So that was a little bit different from the team.
Yeah.
Also, their reaction. He likes to be really focused on ourselves, and also be on it every time. You can train like weak or bad. You need to be on it. You need to react, even if it's not your day. Then you need to react to help the team, And I felt we have that reaction on Sunday.
Yeah.
Even when the Drogheda got some situations, we react a little bit different, and maybe that was the reason we won the game.
Yeah, it seemed to me that, I think there was such a big sigh of relief almost from everybody that result happened. And there was a lot of pride, I think, the supporters, I definitely felt it, so proud of everybody on the day. But I think a lot of people forget, how brilliant, people like yourself, Steve McMullen made a couple of incredible saves as well. Do you think that there was a little bit of a difference in mentality when it looked like Drogheda were knocking on the door? Our heads could have maybe went down before and almost said, oh, well, it's just a matter of time until they score. But there was something different in that Drogheda game mentality-wise.
Yeah, I think that desire was in it, We played a little bit different. Maybe, Drogheda playing quite simple football, to be fair. They are very physical. They play in long balls. They're trying to counter-attack. They got some situations, but Stevie made some great saves. But yeah, like you said, that mentality was different, and I felt that during the game, that desire, it's like even when you block the strike or you defend or you make the tackle or something, it's like the guys coming into you, they just support you. It was a little bit different.
Football is about relationships. We hear that quite a lot, whether it's on the pitch or off the pitch and stuff like that. I'm always interested to hear behind the scenes how people actually feel rather than what goes on. We mentioned Keith. We started the season with Keith as our manager. It feels a long time ago now. How difficult is it when a manager brings you to a club and they leave? Is it difficult? Is it just that you're a professional and you get on with it? That person is now gone, or is there sometimes a kind of like, well, he was my manager, he brought me here? Is there ever a personal thing that comes into it, or is it just purely professional?
I'm just purely professional. I'm just like, here's my boss. If he's gone, I can't, go back home and cry. It's not the thing. I just need to be, just go back to the work and do what I need to do. That's the thing. That's the life. Maybe another day I would be gone. Maybe someone coming in and he needs to make that job for me. So that's the thing. You never can expect what happened. Obviously we lost a few games in a row, and then you can expect like it's a little bit dangerous situation for a manager or something, but you can think about it. You just need to move on to another game.
Yeah. Matt Lawler has come in twice. You mentioned it yourself. He's come in twice this season to do a job for us, and we're going to hopefully chat to Matt as well on this podcast before we finish out. He seems to just have this knack of getting us where we need to get. What is it that he does differently as a coach to get that reaction from players? Can you put your finger on it?
like I said, that reaction, he got that energy, like speaking into the team so clear, I think. So that energy, and then it comes into desire, that reaction. It's all about like hard work, all about the dedication, about that group environment, like you need to build on it. Sometimes, obviously, some players, when a new manager coming in, some players can be a little bit more disappointed because they are not playing, but you just make everything for the team. So I think that's the most important thing, and that's the thing you could see on Sunday against Drogheda.
Cork have been officially relegated now. They've finished bottom of the table, but there is still a lot to play for when it comes to ourselves, Arkleby, Sligo, Galway as well. There's a lot to play for there. As a group, as a team, how focused are ye on just getting this over the line, kind of shoring everything up, and then looking forward towards next season?
I think we just focus on next game, the Derry game. That's the most important for us. We not looking forward maybe into Pats or Galway at the end of the season. We just focus on the next one. I think that's the right mentality and the right way of thinking, because if you counting on different teams, maybe Galway could lose next game, but there is no point, because maybe if can win every game, then we gone, So you never know what can happen. You just need to be focused on next game.
Yeah, it's another thing we hear a lot from players and managers in interviews, in every league that we watch, and that it's every game is a cup final from here on in. Does it feel that way?
Yeah, I think so. At the end of the season, points counts different a little bit. Maybe I think some managers or even some players don't think about the points at the beginning of the season, because maybe you can play good and then you lost the game. You can play bad, then you lost the game, or opposite way. But it's the beginning of the season, and then you think, okay, we can fix it. But at the end of the season, even 1 point can count, and then you are relegated. You can win the league, you can be in the Europe or something like that. So I think you need to be focused on every game. You need to be on it, and just don't think about the next one. Just think what's now,
Yeah, because even what you're saying there, football is a funny old game. We just mentioned Cork City; they've just been relegated, but they're playing in the cup final.
Yeah.
If they do, what some people would say is the impossible, and do beat Shamrock Rovers, they're in Europe then. So anything can happen in football, really. Exactly. It's a weird question to ask probably now as we close out the interview, because we've kind of already answered it. But what is the future looking like, do you think? Is it just purely about now the next game?
For the team?
For yourself and for the team?
I'm just focused on the next couple of weeks till the end of the season. But like I said, next game.
Yeah.
And next 3 points, that's the most important for me. So what can happen on Friday? Maybe, you never know, maybe you can get injured on the next game. So you need to play as best as you can. Yeah,
well, you certainly know that from this season. So listen, we wish you the best of luck until the end of the season. We're delighted you're back in the team, and hopefully we'll all be smiling still in a couple of weeks' time.
Thank you. I hope so too. So let's get it.
Thank you, Kacper.
Thank you.